What's going on, y'all? It's the Cool Teacher, and I'm back to show you guys how to go ahead and figure out your divisibility rules. If you guys are unaware of divisibility rules, they kind of look like this. And they basically let you know if a number can be divided evenly into these numbers. All right, so as you can see, I have a number 456 here, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if that is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So let's go ahead and get into it. My divisibility rule for 2 is to see if the last digit is even or 0. So if I look at 456, my last digit is going to be 6. Is that even or 0? Yes, it is. So that means that 2 is going to be divisible, or 456 is going to be divisible by 2. All right, now let's move on to number 3. Is 456 divisible by 3? Well, the divisibility rule for 3 says the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Now, a lot of people get confused by this by saying the sum of the digits. The sum of the digits means I have to take all of these digits in 456 and add them up. So I have 4 plus 5 plus 6. If I add 4 plus 5, that gives me 9, plus 6, that's going to give me 15, okay? And now I'm going to go ahead and take my 15 and see if it's divisible by 3. So basically what I'm doing is 15 and dividing it by 3, all right? 3 goes into 15 5 times, and I get a 0, okay? I don't get a remainder. I don't have to annex a 0 or anything. So that means that the sum of these digits, which is 15, it is divisible by 3. So guess what? That works too. Let's move on to number 4. The divisibility rule for 4 says the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. So if I take my number, 456, and I have to look at the last 2 digits, all right? The last 2 digits here will be 56. So I basically have to see if 56 is divisible by 4. How you do that? Simply divide it. Okay, so I take 56 and I'm gonna divide that by 4.
4 goes into 5, 1 time, gives me 4, 5 minus 4 is 1, bring down my 6. 4 goes into 16, 4 times.
And as you see, I can get a 0, okay? No remainder, no annexing the 0 for a decimal. So does 4 work? It does. Okay, because I got that 0 at the end, just like I did for 3. Divisibility rule for 5, the last digit is a 0 or a 5. If I look at 456, I look at my last digit. Is it a 0 or a 5? It is not. Okay, so this is not going to work. Go ahead and look at my rule for 6. It says if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. All right, so I'm gonna come up here. Was it divisible by 2? It was. What about 3? It was also divisible by 3. So I'm gonna just put here, just so I don't put a check mark, works with 2 and 3. Okay, since it worked with 2 and 3, it'll automatically work for 6. I love that one because I don't have to do any work for that. Now I have the divisibility rule for 8. The divisibility rule for 8 is to see if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8. All right, well, if I look at 456, there's only 3 digits in that number. So the only thing I can do here is divide 8 by 456. I know you may not want to do this, but you're gonna have to, okay?
Can 8 go into 4? Oops, my bad. Can 8 go into 4? It can't. Can 8 go into 45? Yep. 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. 5 minus 0 is 5. Bring down my 6. Can 8 go into 56? Yep, 7 times.
So, is it divisible? Yes, it is, because when I did my division, what happened? I got a 0, all right? So I know it works. I don't know why this word be messing me up. The divisibility rule for 9 is much like it is for 3. I have to find the sum of the digits and see if it's divisible by 9. All right, sum of the digits, do what I did for number 3. So 4 plus 5 plus 6 we know that's going to give me 15. And I have to take 15 and divide it by 9. All right, so in my head, I already don't think that's correct, or I can get a whole answer, but let's go ahead and see.
9, 15. Can 9 go into 1? No, it can't. Can 9 go into 15? Yep, once. Okay, can't do this. That turns into a 15. That turns into a 0. Can 15 be, when I subtract 15 from 9, I get 6.
This is going to end up giving me a remainder, and if I need to keep working, I have to annex a 0. As soon as I don't get a 0 for my answer, like I did for 3, 4, or even 8, that means this is not going to work. Okay? When I do my division, I have to go ahead and divide it and get nothing at the end. All right, so this one gave me a 6. It'll be a remainder of 6, or I have to annex my 0 to kind of keep going, and that gives me a decimal. So don't want that. All right, so that doesn't work. All right, and last but not least, I have 10. The rule for 10 is if the last digit is 0. This one is pretty easy. 456. If I look at the last digit, it's a 6. Is it a 0? It is not. So that is not going to work. And that's how divisibility rules work. Okay, you have rules to make it easy to see if certain numbers go into the initial number you started with. So if I wanted to go ahead and put down my answer for this, 456 is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Sometimes you'll have a bunch of numbers divisible, kind of like this one. Sometimes you'll only have one number divisible, okay? So you might feel like you did a lot of work to only get one answer, but remember, you did a lot of work to get the right answer, all right? So this is how you go ahead and do divisibility. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments for me. If this helped you and you think it can help somebody else, go ahead and send it to whoever needs it, all right? This is the Cool Teacher, and I'm out.